This is the 2026 Nissan Murano Platinum all-wheel drive. Is it the ultimate mid-size crossover? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Let's take a look at what we have here with this Murano. A very nice look with the design of this front end. It looks very sleek, very modern. It almost looks like an EV to a degree just because of the way the top area is designed, but you do have a functional grille right here. You're also gonna have the lower grille down in this area, and I'm gonna show you on the other side over there because it's a little bit darker, but your full LED lighting, LED headlights, low and high beams, LED daytime running lights, which is gonna be located down in this area right here. You can see that that works its way into working with the grille to have a consistent look all the way across. We're going to have all of that going on. We've also got our nice Nissan badge here in the middle. You're going to have your sensors all around, so a lot of great safety features with this vehicle. Like I said, all-wheel drive, so a lot of capability there, especially for those of you that live in a climate where you get a lot of snow and ice. Now, these are 21-inch wheels, but here's something that's very interesting. It's actually a plastic cover on there. Seems like that should just be the overall wheel design. They can still make it look like that, but that's the way it is. It does have a unique look, I'll say that. Tell me what you think about it. As we work our way up to the side view mirrors, we're gonna have the turn signal indicators built in. They're heated, power adjustable, also power folding. And I'll let you see on the glass right there that you also have blind spot monitoring built in. So everything that you want is there. We're gonna have our passive entry button. When you have the remote, you can lock and unlock all four doors from these front door handles. In my opinion, if that's on the front door handles, that should also be here on the rear door handles. It's not, but that's just the way it is. Now, one thing that really sets this Murano apart, besides the overall design, our body lines here, I really like how that looks, but this two-tone exterior with our exterior color here and then the black up here, that looks nice. Now, you're not gonna find roof rails here. What do you think about that? We will find a panoramic sunroof. The shark fin antenna is going to be up there, and then we're going to have our rear window wiper concealed away up here inside of the rear roof spoiler. I do like that it's not down here, just gives it a little bit cleaner look. And something else that's really nice as far as our LED lighting elements go, everything back here with the taillights is LED, and you have the light that works its way all the way across. It takes a little bit of a break there at the Nissan logo, but it goes all the way from one side to the other. Other than that, your Murano logo nicely placed here. We're gonna have our trim level listed right here as far as the Platinum name goes. And as I mentioned earlier, gonna be all-wheel drive. We'll work our way down. We've got the gloss finish down here on the lower portion. That works its way all the way around, including on the fender surround. The one thing that is missing here, at least in my personal opinion, while it has a clean look back here, you do need those exposed exhaust outlets. Under the hood is the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. It makes 241 horsepower and 260 pounds-feet of torque. It is not mated to a CVT. It's mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. That should get some thumbs up just by that information alone. 0 to 60, about 7.5 seconds. Top speed, roughly 130 miles per hour. And how about those important MPGs? I know you like to know about that. We can actually show you on the window sticker today. 21 city, 27 highway, 23 combined, 4.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And before we turn the camera off, I'm going to show you one more thing here, which is going to be your key fob. With lock, unlock, remote start, you can open and close your power hands-free tailgate back there. There is also going to be a mechanical key located inside here. That way, if the battery in the key fob dies or in the vehicle dies, you can still get in using the lock on the driver's side door. And how about your gas tank details? You might not expect as large of a gas tank as you have here. It's 18.7 gallons. On a full tank of gas, you should be able to drive about 392 miles in the city and about 505 miles out on the highway. Max towing comes in at about 1,500 pounds. Tell me what you think about that number. Now, like I mentioned, this is a hands-free tailgate. There's a button on the tailgate itself that you can use, the button on the remote, the button on the interior, or you can just kick your foot under the bumper right there. Now, you can count on a payload of about 1,160 pounds, 32.9 up to 63.5 cubic feet as far as your cargo capacity goes. And the way you maximize your cargo capacity is to come to the lever right here, That's going to move that seat up and out of the way. Well, I say it will. There we go. We'll get that up. I'm going to grab this one over here real quick so we can show you. That's how it's supposed to actually work right there, where they go down automatically. But that's the situation as far as how you maximize your space. Now, you do have your cargo cover right here that is easily removable, but if you want to conceal away your cargo, obviously you can do that, or you can just take this out of there, and that's going to be a good thing. Under the floor, one thing that is missing here is the presence of a spare tire. I do wish that there was a spare tire here. There is a tire repair kit. That's just the way it is. One of those things that you need to know ahead of time when it comes to buying one of these Muranos. And real quick, one more thing I do want to show you right here is the fact that you have your two buttons right here. You can push this button to close the tailgate. You can push this button to close the tailgate and lock the interior at the same time. And one more thing, two details about your cargo area. You're going to have your cargo area lighting on each side. And if you need some connectivity, you're going to have the 12-volt power outlet right there. We'll have our panoramic sunroof that I mentioned to you earlier. I left the shade closed to minimize the light coming in here so it's not too much. You can open that front portion that's up there, nothing out of the ordinary. Now, you can't change the recline position of these rear seats. A lot of people ask about that, but that's the situation. I do like the design that we have here, very nice looking pattern. And then we reach up here and pull down the fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in. I always like to see the vertical cup holders like this, because that way it can always be used as an armrest the same way, no matter if there's cups in there or not. There is a lot of space back here, that's for sure. We're going to have the rear seat pockets right here. We'll work our way over to the door panel. The armrest is comfortable, a little bit of padding in that rear area. Also, your manual privacy shades that can be put in place on both doors, and the nice large door bin down there on that lower area. And last but not least, two of those boxes that I know a lot of people like to check off. Number one, air conditioning vents. Number two, the USB ports. And the bonus will be your outboard heated seats. How about the sticker price? $54,150. Tell me what you think about that. You do get a lot for the price, including what we're about to show you. Let's start with the upper console. You're going to have your sunglass holder right here. I know a lot of people like to have that. Obviously, your lights are here as far as that goes. You can turn those on and off. You can open and close the power shade and control the position of the sunroof right there. Your emergency call right there if you need to do that. Now, we're going to work our way down and show you the dash area. A very nice look as far as the air conditioning vents, all of the different trim work, everything that's here does a really nice job as far as the way it's laid out and the way it looks. It has a little bit of that hint of a luxurious look. And you can see some of the ambient lighting. We're going to talk more about that in just a little bit. The nice large armrest, a little bit larger than what we had with the rear doors, as is the case with the door bin down there. Now, I'm going to grab the camera. We're going to come over here to the driver's side. Even though we're a little over $50,000, if you have seat memory on the driver's side, why not go ahead and just put that on the passenger side? That's the way I think it should be. And you'll have your controls here for your side view mirrors. You can choose which mirror you're working with when you adjust them. And that button in the center, as I told you earlier, these are power folding side view mirrors. Now you get to see that in action. Lock and unlock is right there. We've got our one touch down and one touch up windows at all four doors. You can lock the windows if you want to. And then we can see some of our other controls that are going to be here as far as our Pro Pilot goes right there. We can open and close the power tailgate, and you can see what else we have here, including your power parking brake. You also have a power adjustable steering wheel. It is adjustable tilt and telescopically, so you can adjust that however you need to. All of your steering wheel mounted controls are going to be here for your adaptive cruise control. Everything for listening to the radio. We can adjust whatever we need to with the different screens. And then we can come right here and go to our different options as far as the screen goes, depending on what we need to see right there. That's easy to deal with. Voice commands, all of that's here. Also your paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel. And then over here on the left-hand side, you can leave your lights on auto, so you don't even have to worry about that, but you can't set your turn signal indicators to auto. You have to actually manually use those. I know that's a lot of work. Some of you have to go to the hospital to get oxygen after you use them. That's why you don't, right? because it's so difficult. Yes, little sarcasm about turn signal indicators. Front and rear window wiper controls will be here. The steering wheel is nice and comfortable. And now we're going to talk about the center screen. Something I like about this area right here is that it gives you a nice place to rest your hand when you're working with the screen. Now I'll show you a few of the different options here that you have for going through everything that you have on the screen. Depending on what you need to do, we can go and turn on our seats here. If we want to turn on the massage seats, that's nice to have. Yes, you do have massage seats here for the driver and the passenger in the front seating area, depending on what you want to do with that. Relaxing, refreshing, lumbar. We've got all of that here. Just so you can see how all of that works, you can change the intensity and the speed. That's really a nice thing, something you might not have expected to see here. Obviously, you have your built-in navigation with Google Maps, and then we have Google Assistant as well. You can pair your smartphone wirelessly, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto here, and then up here we can change what we're listening to. Now, if you want to see all of your different icons, here is where they are. Depending on what you need to do, we can come right here and we can find everything. Something I want to focus on for you right here. Interior lighting, your ambient lighting. Now there's a lot of different options here that you can go with. You can work with the front and the rear. We can go to Delight, Discover. You can see the different color types that we have here. There's Passion, Harmony, and then Additional. Now real quick before we talk about the rest of this, let's show you what's going on with the back seat lighting. There is lighting back there. You can see that is nice and bright. A little bit easier to see because of the privacy glass. Now we're going to come back up here and show you the rest of the elements here in the front seating area. Now you've got it in the doors. You've also got it here in the center console, as you can see. You've already seen a little bit of that up there with the dash area. But let me do this. I'm going to just run through the different colors right here, and you can just watch on the dash area right there and see how it all shows up. Now you can adjust the brightness depending on what it is you want. If it's too bright for you, no big deal. You can fix that. If it's not bright enough, if it's too dark, you can fix that. But you can see some of our multiple options here as far as those colors go. For whatever reason, the blues always seem to show up best on the screen. Now, that's not all we had to talk about right here. We've also got our drive mode selector right here. Here's what's going to happen. We'll go up to the driver's display real quick, and when I select that, you're going to see the drive mode selector right there. I think that's kind of funny, but you just go through your different driving modes. You have standard, eco, and then you have sport. So if you need to take advantage of that, obviously you can. We're going to have some connectivity options down here. The wireless charging pad, I don't know what to think about that. That seems like the phone would not stay on there very well if you're driving through a corner at a decent amount of speed. It's going to probably slide around a little bit, but maybe not. I don't know. Above that, air conditioning controls, you can see all of that is right there. If you want to take advantage of that, you can do that. And then we're also going to have the button right here. We're going to go back up to the screen, and I'm going to show you the camera views because here they are right here. Quite a few different views. There's your front view camera. We can change the view depending on what we need to see and where we need to see. We've also got that hoodless view if you want to do that. And there is this view right here where we can come around and look at a few different areas depending on where we need to see. Want to see the side? Want to see from the front corner? Want to see from the front? We can do that. We can also go out of there. We're going to stay on that for just a second because I'm going to go into reverse, and there is your rear view camera and that overhead view. We also have the ability to have that take up more of the screen, and then there is the view. If you want to see right behind you, maybe you're going to hitch up to a trailer, whatever you're going to do, you can take advantage of that. Now, one thing I want your opinion on is going to be down here, the shifter. What do you think about this push button shifter? You've got park, obviously, reverse, neutral, and then you have drive right there. Some people might like that, some people might not. You can turn the auto stop start on and off right here, or idle stop as it's called. We're going to have a little bit of storage space behind that. Our cup holders, obviously, and then we push the button. We can open up our center console right there to show you the space. Actually rather plentiful for a mid-size crossover. That can also be used as an armrest. And one more thing before we hit the road for the test drive. Here is a quick sampling of the Bose audio system. Hopefully that does a good job. My microphone picks it up well enough for you. It sounds great in person. Hopefully it sounds just as good from the microphone that I'm using today. All right, here we go on our test drive. And one thing I need to mention that I did not talk about earlier in the video is the fact that you have a head-up display. It is nice and bright, easy to see. You can have all the good details on there that you want. And how about acceleration with this Murano? Well, it does a good job of getting up to speed, not really pushing it too hard, getting around a vehicle that's driving a little slower than I wanted to. But it does a good job with the power that is available as far as what's under the hood. Very enjoyable to drive, very comfortable ride quality. The seats themselves are comfortable. You have a lot of adjustability built into the driver's seat and the steering wheel, so you can adjust things as they need to be. The driver and the passenger seats are both power adjustable and have lumbar support, so you can take advantage of that as you need to. And a lot of versatility here since you have all-wheel drive. That way, if you live in those low traction situations where whether it's snow and ice or whatever the situation is, you have the advantage of all-wheel drive. It's going to help you to make that situation a little bit easier as far as that goes. Now, I've been driving in sport mode here. We're going to switch over to our standard mode. Let some of this traffic clear up here. Everything here is nice and easy to use. I like that you still have some physical controls down here as far as your air conditioning goes. That's always a good thing. You don't have an overload of details to deal with as far as your center screen goes. Pretty easy to handle, easy to learn. But remember, if you have any trouble, you're right here on YouTube. You can take advantage of tutorial videos that will help you where that is concerned. You also have your traffic sign recognition with that head-up display, as that just came up. I wanted to tell you about that. Now, there's not a major difference between sport mode and standard mode, but you're going to see a little bit, or experience a little bit of a difference where that goes when you need that extra push to get down the road. And you will have the home link right here with your rear view mirror. The button's here on the left-hand side, so if you need to take advantage of that, you can. You can obviously program that in for your garage doors if you have one or two or three, whatever you need. If you have more than that, well, you won't be able to use it. But that's the situation. Overall, a very enjoyable vehicle to drive, easy to see out of. Got all those great safety features such as lane keeping assist and all of that. It's going to help you out driving down the road. Overall, a very well-rounded vehicle. And there it is, the 2026 Nissan Murano Platinum. Is it the ultimate mid-size crossover? Tell me what you think down in the comments section. I would like to say a special thanks to our friends at Or Nissan in Shreveport, Louisiana for loaning us this Murano for the day so we can tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. We appreciate that. It is very helpful to us. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.